Hello my beautiful ones, how are you? Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Your Path, and thank you for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. So this is the video about top 5 questions and answers. I was going to do top 10 each week, but you guys seem to ask like really good questions, so and they're going to take more time. So I decided to cut it down to the top 5. Now you guys would know that we have been going through a lot of technical difficulties everywhere, so from what I hear it's going to be lasting a little longer, probably into the next week. So yeah, and that's one of our announcements. The reason I know that stuff is something that we don't always talk about on this channel, but it's part of. So the great news is that I am bringing on an astrologer. I am bringing on someone who was going to be doing weekly or monthly readings. We're trying to pan that out right now, the schedule, and so she will be updating or putting her first video on August 3rd. So I want all you guys to be looking out for that, okay? Because I'm really excited. She's very, very good, and she can explain everything about herself. Yeah, so that's all I want to say about that right now, because I don't want to give too much away. I want y'all to be excited, but I'm excited. She's a great, great person, so I think you'll fall in love with her like I did, okay? Let's see. So because of that, or not because of that, but with adding that, I have decided to pull back on the dailies. Now I know people are going to be upset about that, but I promise you, you can still have something. You will still have something to come back to every day. It's just going to be, instead of the dailies every day, we're going to have, gearing my channel, and this was always the vision, is to gear my channel to different aspects of the metaphysics, or different aspects of what's happening to us now, and that is that we're waking up. So my belief is that we have, we've all had all these abilities, but we're now waking up and we're understanding that there's something bigger and something more to life. But there are a lot of people that don't know where to look, or even what questions to ask. They have no idea what first steps to take. So this is to better help humanity. This is what I talk about when I say my purpose is to help humanity elevate and become more evolved. It's to help you understand your path, help you understand the things that are accessible to you here, in the good way. So a lot of what I have will have science backing. If it has science behind it, then I will put it out there. And sometimes science hasn't caught up with us. So it's just like air. You can't see air. You can't taste air. You can't feel air. But we know it's there, right? So just because of that, we use other senses to know that air is there. So just because we don't have the senses and the physicality to be able to do something or know something doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that we don't have the tools yet. The thing is we have some of the tools and people don't know how to access them. So that's kind of what this channel is about. It's about learning. It's about growing. It's about helping one another to see. So that I'm very excited for. So with that, I'll let you know this is sort of, this can vary and change. This is what I'm thinking about right now. I've been sort of putting it together. But like we'll have things like on Sundays maybe is when I'll do the weeklies and bring the weekly tarot out for you for the week, and then like we'll have Monday meditation, and then Tuesday we'll have astrology, and then Wednesday will be like webinars that I do, and then Thursday will be the Q&A for now, and I'm going to be adding healing in on Thursday. Friday would be like Financial Friday, and then Saturday would be like Go Live Saturday, because one of the reasons I don't do a Saturday and then I only put them out on Sunday and sometimes wait till Monday is because I want you to take all that you know and I want you to go live. I want you to apply that to your life. So yeah, and myself as well. I mean, I have to go apply that to my life too. So this kind of gives us the weekends sort of give us the venue to sort of do that, because we're so busy all week and we're doing stuff all week, and then the weekends you can just relax and go live, go play if you want, or go hide out if you want, or you know, whatever it is that you want to do. So with that, those are just ideas that I'm throwing around. They're a little bit more than ideas. They're not concrete yet though, because some things can change. So the second announcement is that we reached over 2,500, which is great. I really, really, really appreciate all the love and support. Like I said before, you guys are my soul group if you found me, and I'm so happy about that. But I can't do this alone. We're not meant to do this alone. We're meant to reconnect again. We're meant to do that. There were times in different lifetimes or different eras that wasn't so, but that is what this era is now. It's about reconnecting and understanding. That's why you're waking up and you're understanding that there is something bigger. It's not just you, it's all of us that are doing that. So with that, I'll get to the top 5 questions. So question number 1 is, and this is a really good question, what is the difference between a psychic and a medium? So I wrote some notes, and it's only so that I don't forget about the difference between a psychic and a medium. So so to me, a psychic means is someone who uses their sixth sense for this realm and this world and these energies. So that would be like either one or a combination of what we call the clairs. So clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient. So I'm going to do some classes about that. So my belief is that everybody is psychic. This is what I've been taught by Spirit, that we all have that ability to be psychic. We can read each other's energies. So whether it's do you see people's auras? Do you have like this knowing? Do you get this feeling when you see somebody? The gut feeling, that that hunch that you have. So all those are your what they call sixth sense. But in the sixth sense, they mash that up together because there's many senses in that sixth sense that they put. We all have that. My belief is that through our lifetimes, we develop that as we lived every lifetime. You sort of develop that. So everyone has the ability. Now, the way that I feel about both psychics and mediums is just like I feel about Mozart. So everyone has the ability to be psychic. Everyone has, just like Mozart, everyone has the ability to write music and to compose, or to compose music, sorry, to compose music, and um, yeah, so everyone has that ability. Some people are just born having that ability to begin with. So everyone has the ability to go learn it and be better at and become um, excellent at that trade, at being Mozart. You know, if they spent a lifetime practicing, or spent a lifetime figuring that out, then they would do that. But Mozart, being born, was born with that ability. The same ability you have. He was just born being an expert at it. Okay? So that's kind of how I feel about psychics and mediums. So psychics, we're all psychic. We all have the ability. Now, you can train yourself, and you can practice and make yourself better and hone, you know, your skill. But there are some people that come into this world who have, from my belief, my understanding, who have come into this world and through their lifetimes have practiced and worked in it other lifetimes. So in this lifetime, they come in bringing that a gift with them, bringing that ability with them that they've already worked really hard at. Now, there are two different thoughts, because some people will have this ability and it lays dormant. So basically, some people would be a Mozart in psychics. When they come in, they just lay it dormant and they don't use it. And then one day, when they discover themselves and they discover that they have this, it sort of just blows up and opens up for them, because they already had that ability. They already had that skill at that degree, like a PhD in psychic, but it lay dormant. Now, there are others that have this ability but have to work, you know, for a while to be able to get to a point that other people are. So to me, everybody has it. Whether you use it or not, again, we have choices to make. So that's up to you whether you want to use it. And that's kind of how I feel about psychics. Well, and to me, a psychic means someone that is able to read and translate energy. So I think I said that before, but we do it. But psychics do it in different ways. So again, you can read energy, you can read, you can see colors, you can hear things, you can taste things, you can smell things, you can maybe see it in your dreams. You have the sense of knowing. You have this hunch. So we all have it. Now, a medium, which I am, is someone who not only is able to read and translate energies here, but a medium is able to communicate with what you guys call people on the other side, or entities on the other side, or beings on the other side. And so the thing that you need to understand is that there isn't just one other side. It's several. I mean, there are unlimited realms and dimensions, and so mediums, what they have the ability to do, myself, is to be able to access those dimensions, access those beings, and communicate with them and translate. So that's kind of what a medium does. So if you've ever heard the term a psychic, not all psychics are mediums, but all mediums are psychic. Now you understand what that term comes from, because as a medium, you would be able to translate and go to realms and interact with and communicate with people from the other side. Psychics usually just interact with the energy here. And so that's why I always talk about spirit, because I interact with, I'm in communication with that. Um, so usually, like when somebody does a psychic reading on you, they're probably just getting energy off of you, and they've learned, because they trained, they've learned how to translate that and using their clairs. Um, so that's kind of a big explanation, but I can go really in depth. Um, just understand that, and even in mediumship, there are different types of mediums, and there's combination. Just like psychics, there's combinations. Psychics sometimes will just use one of the clairs. Sometimes they use a combination of the clairs. Mediums will, sometimes you're just sometimes you'll train yourself to be a mental medium only, and sometimes you'll be a physical medium as well. And sometimes you don't have to do one or the other. You can do both, a combination. So that's kind of what I am. I'm a combination. And mediums have to train really hard, because we're able to, I don't even want to say, because it's just a long explanation. It would have to go back to when I was very, very young, and you come in this world, and there's no filter, and everybody is just coming at you, and you know, those that are crossed and those that are here, and you kind of don't know the difference when you're young. But you don't know that it's any different than anybody else sees. So anyway, that's a whole other explanation. I won't go into that now. I'm trying to work on my bio, but I didn't want to work on it this week with all the electronics. I mean, just getting this out was going to be, it's been crazy. It took me like 2 hours just to set this up. So, I know that's a long explanation. Basically, a psychic is someone who uses one of their clairs and has the ability, and then professional psychics have learned to train themselves, and then they read tarot. So when they're reading the tarot card, they're probably getting the energy from you, and then which in turn is from the cards sometimes, and that's a whole other explanation. So yeah, and then mediums are connected to spirit, and so when we talk to you guys or do a reading, if I do a tarot card, I'm getting your energy, but I'm listening to what spirit says. So we kind of do this L thing, if you think about it that way. Yeah, I know it's such a big explanation, and I know I say that a lot, but they really are, and I want you guys to understand. And I just know that this video can get really, really long. Like, that was just the first question. Okay, so I'll go on to the second question. Sorry. Where's the second question? Okay, so does the reading in the daily apply to my day, even if it's the day before or a day after? And what I'm talking about is I get these questions from people that are in Japan, or people that are across the world in Australia, or people that you're talking 18-hour time difference or 13-hour time difference. And so sometimes when I get them, even if I get mine out on time, it's still a day later than theirs. So I wanted to answer this question. So this is the way that I understand it. Time is malleable. Time is a perception. And to me, it's not time, it's space-time. But it's malleable. So it kind of moves and it flows, and it's the way that we perceive it. So from what I know and from what I understand from spirit, is that when you see that video, because this is what I meditate on, and what I meditate on, I always ask spirit that whoever's supposed to be watching this, help lead them and guide them, and help them get the message that they need to hear to be able to move them forward. But the message is for the highest good of everyone involved. So that may not be a message you want to hear when you hear my videos, but it's always the message. So it's always the message for the good of everyone involved. And spirit understand about time. So if you see it a day late, when your eyes saw it is when you were supposed to see it. So don't confuse yourself. That's getting too much in our brain. Just go with it. Just understand and be open to it. And then, I could have said something that was for tomorrow or for yesterday, but it didn't happen, and then all of a sudden you weren't looking for it and it happened today. Maybe the timing was off, what I wrote on the video, but it doesn't mean your timing is off. Again, time is perception, and I know that's a little bit hard to grasp. Like, I know you understand it, but a little bit hard to grasp in your own, and how to apply it to your own life. But just understand that it flows, and it's a perception. So that's all I'll say about that right now. So yes, it can apply to you. It will resonate with you. You will feel it and you will know it. Okay? Hope that helps. Okay. So, and question number 3. Do you charge for readings? Fortunately or unfortunately, depends on the way you look at it. I have to accept donations because I need to eat, and I need to pay for a home, and I need to pay for a car, and there are things that I need in this world. I need a roof over my head, I need something in my belly, and it's just like everyone else. So this is my craft, this is my trade, even though I'm lucky enough that it's a gift and I get to do what it is. That's my hope for you, is that you get to realize what your gift is, so that you can be so passionate about something that you can move forward with it. But I do have to accept donations. When you email me is when I sort of give you the details, and then you can sort of decide from there whether you want to proceed or not. But yes, I do. So I wish I could give it to everybody, but I can't, because we have what's called universal law, and I don't even want to open up that can of worms yet. Just know we have universal law, and we have cause and effect, and we have the balancing. So yeah, we have to. So question number 4 is, why do heartbreaks happen? And this must be what I'm talking about, cause and effect. We have what we call universal laws and codes of conduct that we have in this realm. And one of those is cause and effect. What you cause will have an effect. Okay? So what we found, or what we know, is that one of the ways to grow our soul is to experience pain. And I know that doesn't sound good. But pain causes us to understand better about our soul, about another soul, about how we affected and they affected us. So we have these situations that will come into our lives, whether we went and found the situation or whether it just came to us. And through that, if you think about the very painful things that have happened to you, you learned something from it. Your heart grew, your soul grew because of it. So, unfortunately, it's because we have to go through pain, but fortunately, it's because we have to go through pain. So, with pain, we have understanding and empathy, and selflessness. But with pain, we also have detachment and selfishness. So it's sort of a matter of what we do and how we do it and how we decide to grow, because we have free will again. The reason that we do grow our soul and do have that pain is so a lot of times it's because it will prepare us for what we have next to handle. So whatever's coming our way next, we will be able to experience better. We will be able to understand it better. We will be better equipped. We will be better trained. We will have better abilities because of it. So that's why we have heartbreaks. I can tell you a story about myself. So I was married for a very, very long time, and my husband passed. And after he passed, I met someone, and in 2 years, yeah, about that, I was closer to that person than in the 20 years, or so I thought, that in the 20 years of that marriage, or in the many years of that marriage, and that person was like what I thought was my perfect soulmate, my perfect twin flame. Everything was right. We were best friends. It was everything I wanted and needed in my life. So I thought. And that person decided to walk away because of some things that he had done. And that would be as we were at dinner, close to being engaged, or recently being engaged. Finally, I was going to allow it, and then a woman came up and said she was, she knew him and she was pregnant. So, you ask, why does that happen to people? Why would that happen to someone like me? But if it didn't, and this is very personal, so because I love you and I need you to understand that this happens to people, I'm saying this. If he wouldn't have left, if my husband wouldn't have left, if my husband wouldn't have passed and then he wouldn't have left, I wouldn't be able to do what I do today. I wouldn't have had the I wouldn't have wanted to or had the drive to leave my other career. I wouldn't have wanted to write the book that I've written. I wouldn't have wanted to, it's not that I wouldn't have wanted to, I wouldn't have had the drive to. So I had to be focused, and the loves of my life had to leave in order for me to have that pain and have that understanding and then have that drive, so that other people could, so that I could help humanity, because that is my purpose here in life. And I was taking that purpose and I was sort of gonna waste it away. And I did those things, and they lovingly did those things to me so that I would get back on track. Um, so the person that left, may not understand that that's why he did what he did. But my belief is that somewhere before we even were born, and we were up there or there, that we decided to have this occur, so that if I was going to get off track, so that I can get back on track, so that I could do my purpose, so that I could grow my soul. That is why we have heartbreak. That's one reason why. There are many, many reasons why. But that sort of gives you an aspect, or helps you, I hope that helps you understand why those things happen. And when that person left, or when my husband passed away, I could have gone into deep depression and not done whatever and been stuck, and I could have, and it did take a long time, but I had that, I listened to my soul, and I did have spirit, the whole time, and I had to try to figure that out. So I hope that helps. I'm not sure that I explained that correctly, but I really hope that helps, because there are reasons that we have those things happen to us. There are reasons. And you may not see it now, because when I was going through it, I couldn't see it. You may not see it now, but you will one day. I promise. Because if you look back at your pain, you can look back on your pain that you've had in the past and say, oh, that's what I learned from that. That's what happened there. And you can do that. Okay, I hope that helps. That was a really long one, sorry. So number 5 is, I'm single, then I'm waiting, and nobody's showing up, right? So there are a couple things that will be happening when this happens. It's about manifestation. So if you keep telling yourself you're waiting, then the universe just hears waiting. So if you keep saying, well, I'm open, but I'm waiting, so you're telling whoever that you're waiting. You're not really open, you're just waiting. And so that energy or that person may be pushed back just a little out of your reach, just a little out of your reach. So you have to believe in your heart of hearts that someone is coming to be in your life, because you wouldn't have that pull if that wasn't true. You wouldn't have that in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, that you wanted someone if it wasn't true. So I hope that helps. The other thing too is that we get stagnant, or we get used to being a certain way and being single, and you'll get used to it, and so then you'll feel like maybe you don't want to go out, or maybe you don't do some things, and then it goes day and day and day and day out, day in, day out, and then you get really comfortable. And so what you're telling the world is that you're really comfortable with what you're doing. So you're not really looking for a mate. You're comfortable in what you're doing. So you need to break out of that energy. If you're single, you need to go and live life. You have to live life to be able to have those energies come to you, to be able to have those twin flames come to you, to be able to have your soulmate come to you. They're not going to come to you if you just go to work, go work out, go home every day, or go to work and then go out on the weekends. It's just, you need to really go live life. Okay? So those are the 5 questions. I hope I was able to explain. I know it's a long video, and I apologize, and that's why I only went with 5 questions. So I love you guys, and I want to thank you so, so, so very much from my heart for supporting me and for loving me. And we're going to be changing the channel a little bit. Don't worry. You'll be able to come back here every day, and you'll be learning, and we'll be together, and we'll be growing. Okay? Love you guys. Bye.